Hello.
So what we're going to do today is I am going to set up a bunch of random custom games with you, and then I'm going to ask you questions at the same time to get a bit of like WYLDE Uncut. I'd like to get to know you better and also WYLDE as an org better too through you. Is there a country that you really want to go and visit, like your dream country, or have you already been to it?
I think I've already been to it. I think from all the countries I visited, I definitely like Japan the most. It's just such a unique culture, unique country, really nice food. Yeah, Japan is like, it's not from this world, you know. When you go into Tokyo and see some of this stuff, it's just next level that you cannot experience anywhere else.
Okay, I am very jealous that you've been to Japan. It's like literally number one on my list of places that I would love to go. So a siege-related question, so I can start our first game. What's your favorite map?
My favorite map was actually the old border. It's just because like with that map, when I was starting playing in tier 15 seed, you know, just starting out, we had a team and we were really good on that map, and that was like our favorite map. And we had so many ways to attack, to play, and yeah, definitely like the old border was a really fun map for me and like my personal favorite.
So a non-siege related question. What's your favorite animal?
I always wanted to have a dog because when I was younger, we lived in a small apartment, and even now we are like also smaller apartment, which I'm renting with my girlfriend. So we don't really have a space for a big dog, but I definitely want a dog.
Okay.
It's Samoyed, if you know it. It's like the big white one.
Yes, very cute.
Yes, so I definitely that's my favorite dog that I want to get in the near future for sure.
I have also been asked to ask you what your favorite bird is.
My favorite bird, I actually have no clue. Maybe like the big parrot. I think they are aras called, something like that. Maybe that, let's say.
So after the season that you guys have had, how do you think the Wilds will adapt for the team in the future, for future seasons to come?
I mean, I can just quickly go back. One of the issues that we definitely also had since we were a new team, we were trying to find our playstyle to play, you know, and then when you lose few games, then you want to change that playstyle because it's not working, but maybe just need a little bit more time or something. So at the moment, it's definitely trying to find some new players, some new lineup, figure out what do we need more, what's been missing, and just focus on that stuff. We had huge off seasons, so we need to definitely look towards that.
Okay, so do you think that if you guys had more time on the previous season, it wouldn't have gone as bad as it went?
Most likely, yes. Because it didn't went really good. You know, if any teams, if you have like even 5 quote-unquote worst players, if you have more time together, you're going to become a better team overall, you know? That's just how it goes, if everybody's committed to it. But for sure, I think we would be a better team if we had more time.
How are you feeling about the future seasons?
I'm not the guy who's going to be like, oh, we did really bad and it's going to be hard. No, you just move on, you know? You can get back up from multiple bad things that happened to you in your life, so I'm fine with it. Like, there is nothing else you can do. Yeah, like you in sports, you will win, you will lose. Like, you just need to move on. So that's the only thing you can do. Sometimes like you're just full of everything, and you just, oh, give me a second, I have a huge bug. What the hell is that?
Did you say you have a huge bug?
Yeah, it just flew in. I need to pause for 1 second.
That's
it's like,
okay.
It's not a bee, it's like the big bee that's not good to get stung by. It's like dangerous to get stung by. I don't know how to say it in English.
I feel like it's like a hornet kind of vibe. Do you want me to turn your
camera? No, look. There you go, if you can see.
The fact I can see it on your camera means that has to be massive.
Huge. It's actually huge. Give me 1 moment to get that. Oh, my bad for the words.
Who's your favorite attacker?
I'm not actually sure. I mean, I always, like, when I was playing back in the days, I always liked Sledge a lot because he had like L85, good gun, good utility. But like my main go-to op where I just kind of was like growing with, it's like Thatcher, you know. It's because Thatcher was always like universal, you can always pick him and just be useful for the team, you know.
I miss Thatcher as he is banned all of the time on console, and that's one of the reasons why I love Pro League so much, as he actually gets played quite a bit. Do you have a favorite defender?
Probably Smoke again. It's like just from my early days, I was like a Smoke main. like just a plain smoke main, especially when SMG-11 had almost no recoil. Because you are so versatile, you had shotgun for close range, SMG was literally like a sniper. You have smokes, you can also, like, you have a shotgun, as I said, you can make a lot of holes, figure out some good line of sight.
Another controversial thing that they were going to introduce in the past was Smoke not being able to push through his own smoke. Or he'd like take damage if he did. How do you personally feel about that? Were you opposed to it? Were you a fan of it, or not bothered either way?
He has like a mask, right, to be able to breathe through smoke, but I'm not sure. I think there is some good points.
I'm black. No!
I think there is some good sides to it, because like if you see a smoke somewhere, the attacker would be like, oh, there is nobody in there, you know, and I don't need to check that because he cannot sit inside of his own smoke. Sometimes you just use smokes to waste time, not even like the plant, you waste time, you disorient the line of sight as well, so it's much harder for attacks to do anything about certain area. Like a laundry on Oregon, you can just pop a smoke there and they're kind of screwed, you know. It's small area, they cannot see, they cannot go through.
Another question for you in regards to like the previous season and just WYLDE as an org in general. How have you found working with WYLDE and their management? How has that been for you?
It's been well. Like as soon as I got signed, we've been received well. We had a boot camp. So overall it's been really well. Like I have actually nothing bad to say about WYLDE. We just... Oh, I bet.
Oh my god, I just had a mini heart attack there.
I should have realized, like, I didn't realize your back is behind. But overall, nothing. It's just positive. Positive. They've been supportive, like right now as well, as we are trying to figure out the next season and what to do and everything. Just overall supportive.
I know that Dodo obviously played for a bit towards the end. How did WYLDE find Dodo in the first place?
So Dodo was part of the open trials that WYLDE was hosting. He was one of the few players that did well there, and WYLDE wanted to have like a substitute if anything happens, you know. So they just they signed him up basically, and he like became a sub that in the end got to play as well.
Obviously he's super young, so how have you found working with him and working with him as a person?
I think he had like a good improvement, but obviously he needs to learn a bit more as well. He's definitely missing some of the experience from the T1 or T2 side as well, but it's getting there.
With like all of the ways that you're hoping to like adapt and learn going forward, do you think that we'll see WYLDE at the next major?
Like, I would be lying if I say yes, if I say no, you know. No matter what team you have, what players you have, it's a process, you know. So I definitely believe we can be there, but it's gonna be a lot of hard work.
Have you ever played on controller?
I did for like the funsies, like in custom games and stuff like that, but it's just really rough for me. As a hardcore PC gamer from my young times, you know, from Counter-Strike, League of Legends, basically I've been on my PC since I was a little. So I'm always just more used to mouse.
That's the same with me, but for controller. Like, I've never played mouse and keyboard until after a couple of years of playing Siege, after being on controller like my whole life. And I tried for a really long time to be able to be good at it, and like I could do the aiming, but I just walked like a box. I couldn't go upstairs or do anything else. So obviously at the last major, it was one of the most unpredictable majors that I have personally ever watched. Beast Coast being the underdogs and just annihilating so much of the competition to then go on to win. Was that something that was unexpected for you too, watching the major yourself, or were you like, nah, these guys have got this?
We screened them before the major, and they were like quite good in attack. So I didn't expect them to go all the way, not gonna lie. I had BDS on my list, but like it's a nice seeing that underdogs and just team coming out of nowhere can do this kind of stuff, and it's also encouraging for other teams to know that it's possible. But sometimes unique, fresh team with good like energy, vibes, positivity, and obviously talent, it can be done.
The question from chat is, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or a duck-sized horse?
Horse-sized duck or a duck-sized horse? Obviously the duck-sized horse, because it's smaller.
It's like, it's a good answer.
Yeah, like I mean, he's still a horse, you know, but the size matters in that situation. Otherwise, I'm gonna be stomped by a huge duck.
What are your plans for like your pro play for the next couple of months?
Obviously, try to figure out the lineup we will play with. Just overall, just looking ahead what we can do and be more structured about the things we do and just practice hard when it comes to it, and that's it.
There's only one map I ever asked to ban. I cannot stand Cafe. It makes me so sad. It's the only map that I do not like. What is your least favorite map in the game?
Probably Bank. I didn't like Bank ever since like I started playing Siege, and through my career, like in the previous teams, it was like always the map we played least. But this newer Bank that's like a little bit reworked is better for sure. But like the old Bank I just hated because so many windows, so many angles, everybody just rappelling and sitting and you can see everything. So it was just a lot harder to play on the old Bank because it was so open.
I know that Bank is like a very 50-50 map for a lot of people, and I feel like for me, when I think about Bank, it's one of the most strategic maps in the game, and it can go so wrong so quickly. So I appreciate the answer.
I do everything like it's the first time. Told you what it was, I know you heard now. I do everything like it's the